seeing Jasmine for the first time, I mean, she was drop dead gorgeous.
I wish I could figure out something that he reminds me of, like.
What's up? How you doing? Call you some typo on it? You got a number? What's some of this? How about a little of that?
We're gonna start this off with the Davis family. This is your first time here, hello, my name's Akira, and I apologize for my background. I need to work on my background, and if you're wondering why I have all of these Miyoki cups, I work with Miyoki over on TikTok, and yeah, I work directly with Miyoki. They give me links, and if you see a cup that you want, I need to fix it because where it's not in the frame, but I have it in the description, so anything that's in my showcase you can purchase through if you want one at those prices. But anyways, back to the video. The date's happening. Nick's finally, Danielle's giving him in the clear. He's able to get out of the house. And, he's going Rico Suavo coming in. And I guess he had already picked her up. So, I don't know. This caught me off guard, but I'm sure he did it for the TV. But they're pulling into this parking lot. He gets out of the car, comes around, and pulls her out of the thing. Hello, my darling. And she steps out. He acts like that's the first time he laid eyes on her. What are you talking about? You didn't lay eyes on her when she got in the car with you? That's what she did. Oh my God, you're looking so beautiful. So you mean tell me that you just rolled up on her, pulled it in and had her get in like that, didn't get out? I don't know. It was just funny how he kind of thought that to me, that was like the first time he laid the eyes on her, just looking. And honey, those eyes laying stayed for the course of the date. Yes. He had arranged for this carriage ride. So he's popping collars, really just. I wish I could figure out something that he reminds me of, like Night at the Roxbury vibes. Yeah, he's finally got the girl. He's coming in, and honey, he just, that grin just stays looking.
Yeah, take a nice little ride here at sunset.
Should be interesting. Nick is very, very easy on the eyes. The acclamation, person at a time.
You can so tell from this scene that Nick is so used to getting what he wants from, affection from women and stuff. Honey, she wasn't paying him no mind. No, he wasn't listening to a body language clue whatsoever. She's sitting over like the meat that she is. Honey, she's frozen, Nick. You got to thaw her out. Yeah. It's like she's at the freaking peak of Antarctica, and Nick's looking at her like she's a sizzling steak. Well, honey, you got to cook her first. Well, Nick finally gets this in his mind, finally gets it through his thick skull. His thick skull, that he's got to get, got to warm her up some. Yeah, got to, put a little bit of fire to it. Well, at different times, he kept like putting his hand on her leg to kind of test it. And she's just like, still, she's not trying to have it.
More than one person at a time. I usually wind up in monogamous relationships.
I just, figured it'd be nice for us to get a chance to just kind of connect you and I both after you and the girl seem to hit it off.
Yeah, so. Your wives are great. They all have their own little quirk to them.
That is true indeed, yeah.
So Nick decides to try to match it just one last time, and he goes at a different angle. It's like he's got his cards, right? And he goes in and he plays like his last card. He's like, well, shit, I guess I got to talk about some intellectual shit, put all this time of me being, a stay-at-home dad, taking in knowledge. He decides to go deep. Not that deep, because obviously, she's frozen right now, but the other deep, intellectually deep. Right? This brings her a little bit out of her shell. Well, honey, it brings out a whole freaking new accent. She comes out blazing, guns blazing with a whole new accent. Yeah, tell me in the comments if you guys thought that she took on like a whole new accent that wasn't even like her. It was just like a straight new person coming in talking. I don't know if it was just the moment and here she is on TV. She's probably extremely nervous and she's trying to make a good impression. I'm not sure which, but honey, that she came out with a straight new accent. Of course, we've seen it all work, and she talks about viruses, bacteria, softball, grass.
I'm not certain how much of our relationship structure they've discussed with you, but spirituality is something that we keep entirely grounded and based in science and mathematics.
Good.
So we just, like to kind of keep our feet on the ground, so to speak.
Of course. I mean, there's validation in science.
Right
We've
on.
seen it work.
Sure.
We've seen things develop. We've seen things grow. Viruses, bacteria, plants,
Sure.
animals.
This was so funny, which I'm not hating on her, but she talks about how she grew up with, 8 religions, and you typically don't hear somebody say that, right? So it's just like coming out of freaking, he finally gets her to open up, and she's coming in with like all this weird, different information that we're not used to. And maybe not weird for her, but even for me, I think it would be kind of weird to be like, oh, okay. And she's got these spirit gods, and she's been, you typically don't hear that kind of stuff. So just sit curveballs, like, what the hell? He's just like, what in the hell have I gotten myself into?
My parents raised me actually pretty eclectic. My mom is a reverend. She studied 8 different religions, put me through all of them as well. As she was studying them, I was kind of curious. What are other people saying?
8?
What? 8, yes.
Okay, right on. That's an interesting way to grow up, huh?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, but the move that Nick made was like, as soon as he got her to open up, like, he didn't even wait. He needed to wait. It's like, as soon as he got her talking the slightest bit, he goes in for a kiss like a dumbass. I wasn't feeling that kiss.
Seems like all you throw is curveballs.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure. Absolutely.
I have to be honest, I'm dying to kiss you.
Our spread was pretty romantic.
After he got home, he told Danielle that he doesn't know where he would rate it. Well, honey, maybe if you hadn't forced it on her, maybe it would have been a little bit better. Yeah. And she reluctantly agrees. You can see the stiffness in her face. Just all he did was throw that steak back in the freezer. Honey, she clammed right back up. He gets one kiss, and guess what? He decides to go again because he's also being recorded as this, Jim Carrey Dumb and Dumber. He's or the Night of the Roxbury type at vibes. And he wants to, make it seem like he's macking all these women to the public, how all this gain he's got. And he goes in for a second kiss. Honey, what were you thinking? No, don't go in for no second kiss. What was he thinking? No. Oh gosh, honey, he needs to pick up on these subtle clues, but he's been pampered by these other 3 women. So he's just used to getting what he wants. So thought it was kind of funny getting took down off the ego a little bit. It's good for the soul. So they make it to dinner. He is still looking at her like, she can eat buffet. And honey, at this point, she's still rare. The steak's rare.
At all. You look phenomenal, Jasmine. Wow. Oh my goodness.
And now he thinks it's a bright idea to invite her over for a sleepover. He ain't trying. He's just, honey, if this was all the cards, honey, he's just throwing out whatever just to see what it sticks. Yeah. You want to sleep over? Do you want this? Dinner, date, your religions. He's just trying to find out what sticks. I don't even know why he would want to. Why would he want to invite her over for a sleepover? And we get like a glimpse of they show us a little scene of the next episode of how they're in like this hot tub together, and he just keeps going back up to her to get a kiss from her. She does.
Rocky.
She does not want those kisses. Are you not seeing those face on her? She doesn't want those kisses. She's tired. Back it up a little bit. Take it down a notch. And she quickly informs him that you will not have access to my body before having access to my mind. And I guarantee, I 1000%, guarantee that he probably thought it was like, oh, You're cute. You're trying to be, oh, she's one of these. She's trying to be cute. You know, I bet that's what he thought. But no, she's being dead ass. She's not trying. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about their date. Yeah, I thought it was horrendous. Guess after the date, he goes home and Danielle's like still kind of waiting up for him. And I bet he had like a whole new level of respect for Danielle, being like, oh God, honey, please. Because he goes home and ultimately, you know, goes to the boom boom room with Danielle. And I bet he appreciated that boom boom room so much that night, because Jasmine was not giving it to him whatsoever. So now, as like a final roundup, since I've never talked about the couples, of what I think about the Davis family, I like the Davis family. I think that out of all of the couples that we've seen, on the show, whatever, I think what they have with the three of them, the three women, and Nick, I think they do really well. I think they're going to be very successful. They seem to, I don't know. I really like that Jen. I mean, they're all beautiful, but there's just something about Jen that I really like. She just seems, she just like little, you know, just a little fairy. She doesn't seem like anything bothers her or anything. But the Vera, I think that they should just keep it as it is and be done with it. But that poor, I don't know if it's April or not Jen, it's April. April, she seems to be wanting to bring these women in more than Nick does. I don't know what that's about. Maybe she's just trying to not have to work as much. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about how they don't think that it's right that Nick doesn't work and all of the wives work, but I kind of disagree with people on that one, because if you think about it, if Nick worked, let's see, so all three wives are working. You don't know their schedules. One could work 2 to 10, one could work 8 to 5, which, I mean, they do have somewhat control of that they could arrange for their jobs to all be the same, but somebody's got to watch the baby. So whoever's watching the baby, right? Yeah. If somebody's watching the baby, that would put somebody off of coordination with what the other couples or the other individuals are working. So there would be one person that would be working an opposite schedule. I think that would, I don't know. I think that it's good for Nick to be at home at all times, so that when his wives are available from their jobs, he is able to give them attention without him having to be at work. So it's not like it doesn't run into conflicts, what I'm getting at. So if, say, Nick worked 2 to 10 and he works Monday through Friday, and you work Monday through Friday 8 to 4, but everybody else works 2 to 10 and they're able to see him more. I don't know. I just think that it's better that he is available for when the wives are also available. I think that and he's a built-in babysitter. I think it works out great. I mean, am I jealous that he gets to sit at home and not do much anything? Yeah, but I can see why they do it that way. And if we compare this with Cody, Cody was all over the place. Remember, Hayden has talked about it. McKelty has talked about how they did not see him very much, and the times they did see, he was always working. So it's nice to see that Nick makes himself readily available for his family, and I think that it's what works. And I don't know. I think the Davis family is my favorite family. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a toss between the Davis family. No, I think the Davis family is my number one family. My number two family that I like would be the Sherwoods. So we're going to get into the Sherwoods. Let's talk about, now we're going to be talking.
Looking like an angel when you